Hold on a moment. Does it mean we're now living in a world that has holes in it? I don't know, are we? That's what I'm trying to figure out here, but how do I figure it out? I can't even understand how we're talking about something that doesn't exist, let alone measure it. You measure it by its surroundings, by that which does not exist. Which is what I've been trying to do. I've tried using transducers to record the silence to find out where it begins. Ha! Encyclopedia finally understands something. Hydrotransducers. That's what those water basins are. Devices for recording sound through water. But honestly, it's not progressing very well, she says. Well, too bad. You have any idea where this hole might be located? Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume. Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark, most of the tower disappearing into the shade. Yo, well, why there? There's this place at the back of the church, a place where all audible vibrations seem to decease. I've named it the Swallow, and the higher you go, the less you record. The Pillar of Silence, huh? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk? We've been thinking that from the very beginning, Timothy. Maybe, she says, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place. This is exactly where the Crabman lives. I know. You don't think the Crabman might be somehow responsible here? No, I don't. Okay, I guess then we don't either. You said the research isn't going too well. Why not? Because it's just trial and error, trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a, you know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me get to work. Alright, that's all I wanted to know, I guess, about the scary 2mm hole in the world, for now. Great. Thanks. How do you feel about the anodic dance music? What? I hate it. I bet she hasn't even heard it. What are you, 40? This is the future of dance music. Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it. But to a sober mind, it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music. Right. How do you feel about a club for anodic dance music? This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here. Hey, what else? What do they want to build? Take a guess, why don't you? A petting zoo. A place for animals. I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will ya? Thanks. Okay, so they lied to us. They don't wanna create a little nightclub here, but they wanna cook some meth and sell it. That what they wanna do? Right on. I'll let you work in peace now. So this is the Swallow? Although you did say it's at the back of the church, right? Back of the church is here, isn't it? That's where the rafters was, with Tiago on it. Let's check this thing out. I don't know if we did that already. The stained glass window. In white, silver, and apricot, holy crap, faience, maybe? The young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad, a dark and radiant majesty. My God. This is her innocence Dolores Day. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel. Alright, we kneel. Your knees touch the floor. The floorboards are hard and cold. There you kneel among the snowdrifts, diffuse light falling on your hands from beyond the glass. Close your eyes first. The world is silent, but for the creaks and cracks of the massive wooden structure behind you. It covers you from the wind outside. The ocean feels distant, its ebb and flow blocked off by the centuries-old pine wood sarcophagus around you. Open your eyes. The woman looks down at you kneeling. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There is a sad smile on her lips and a glint in her green-blue eye. Of what? Compassion? Remorse? She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive. She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive. What the hell did we just read? So it's morning? She's What the fuck? It's not possible to live? As that great and desperate thought passes through your mind, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder. Do the same as you get up. Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times. Then you rise from your knees into the apricot-colored light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles, her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass. This is Dolores Day. The old woman in the village was right, Timothy says. This must be the Dolorian Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the small Pinewood Church in some records. You knew of the place? It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Revachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers. On the coast of an uninhabited archipelago where only animals had roamed before, in the wild reeds, Encyclopedia chimes in. Well, what else do you know? Timothy says there used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they call them, the 7 sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the revolution, or used for building materials. We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here. Something else, perhaps. Respectful? Is the lieutenant a follower of Dolorianism? It looks like it. It kinda looks like it. Kimmy, are you a follower of Dolorianism? Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are Dolorian in origin. The woman looks in silence. smiling enigmatically. Yo, Panda! Disco, disco! Hell yeah! We're back. We're back on it. Right, we gotta get through it. We still have like 1,000 tasks open. I still don't think we're even close to getting to the finish line. So we gotta work on through it. Even though Timothy thinks that this place right here has nothing to do with our case, we will still check it out. But this guy right here looks a little bit like Sauron. Yeah. Anyway. I didn't think you were spiritual, Kimmy. It's not spiritual. It's constitutional. The DeLorean system does not demand faith, only accordance. In accordance with the law, I will shoot you dead. Only kinda lost our gun. So we'll do that later. Okay, we have good chances here. Good chances of making those 2 checks. So let's try the first one. Encyclopedia. How did I know this is the mother of humanism? Yes. Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is Her Innocence Dolores Dei, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men. Wait, what exactly is an innocence? I've heard of the system. The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world's spirit. A god? A ruler? More. An innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate innocentric rule, should it coincide with our time. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway, only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous compressed event. A sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office. Is one in office now? I'm thinking no. I've seen the world. I've seen Martinez. No, we are alone. Alright. So when did she rule? 300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Mundi. She is, among other things, the innocence of intersolary travel and the connected world. Holy crap, huh? What else do I know about her? Many, many things. You know, she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marquess, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene la Navigateur, Queen of Suez, modern day Sur-la-Clève. Also that she was gorgeous beyond beauty. Well, we see that. What else? Was she smart? Terribly. Women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A similar grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent eminent philosopher of the state, a scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost perpetual preter pre preternaturally. What the hell is that word? Preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. All right, all right. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous. How come, though? It was on her advice that Irene La Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale, a costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the New World, the piece of reality you're standing on. Well, they're drawing from history, huh? The New World, discovery of America. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history, the DeLorean era. Wow. Wow indeed, huh? When her innocence was declared, and the Queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest. Alright, that explains the painting. Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Real Belt. I want more. Nah, please no. Was there something terrifying about her? Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But, although she's often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her terriers. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs, huh? What the hell happened? The Mesk state tried to detach itself from inocentric rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Magritte were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity. She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb, in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you've ever seen, with green eyes, the color of the Pisantic mare interregnum. What? A horse in interregnum? Hey, at least we gained some experience from all of that. And yo, Panda, thank you for the host. It did not pop up, did it? What happened? What happened? Where did the host go? Come back, please. Come back. we do that here? Oh, I think you were hosting me already, huh? That is that why it didn't pop up? Here we go, though. Alright, you deserve that. There we go. Thank you. It was, 10 minutes ago or so already. I just saw it now. Sorry about that. Yeah, so hell yeah, we got some experience. After reading a little book about, the history of this land that we are standing on right now. And we're not done yet, so little is known of her Marquez husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her. She's quite menacing, huh? This subtle terror is part of her iconography. Lieutenant Yefraito, you've stood here for over 5 minutes. The Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi's calm voice echoes in the cold air of the church. What the hell are you thinking of, if I may ask? She's somehow connected to the case. I don't think so. Glowing lungs? That's fucked up. Probably. Nothing. Just looking around. She's beautiful. She's not human. War criminal? I don't know. Is she connected to the case? Maybe. The fact that there is a goddamn hole in that glass window, that could be connected to the case. She's been dead for 300 years. I'm almost 1,000% certain she isn't connected to the case. Well, not she, not the person Dolores Day. But other things. Anyway, none of this is in fact this true. What? None of this is in fact. Ah, you mean connected to the case? Alright. So none of any of this is connected to the case. Gotcha. This church, the coast, this isn't a good place to get lost in. Yeah, I gotcha. I gotcha. I don't know what the hell we're doing over here then, though. Okay? We got a job to do. Our job is to spend as much time as we can not doing our job. That is our job. Now let's reconstruct the cracked glass. Yes. A jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you. A ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one. And the text, a leitmotif, below them both. What shattered this mosaic? See, this is where it gets interesting. Unknown. Fuck. Who is this older woman? Unknown as well? No. The escutcheon on her throne says Irene the Navigator. Ah, yeah, we heard about her. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden Reichsapfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen, her innocence day advised. Above she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, terriers, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail. The motto, what does it say? Where does it say anything? Below both women, in luminous black letter, Après la vie, morte. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau. Okay. So after life, death. After death, a new life. Oh, pretty much. Here goes the full extent of my knowledge of the French language. And then along the left side, après le monde, le gris. Après le gris, le monde de nouveau. Alright, so after the world, I don't know what gris is. Gris. That sucks. Oh, you are okay. They're explaining. They're translating. After life, death. After death, life again. Yeah. We got that. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. Yo, but what is the pale? Okay. But what is that? That means just as much as the word gris to me. Okay? I don't understand that either. But hey, the important thing is that the world will be back again. This is the great leitmotif of humanism, a summary of the effect of the discovery of this isola, the Insulindian, on human thinking, a tremendous sea change akin to finding life after death. Lieutenant Timothy Kitsuragi, this used to say after life, death. After death, life again, he says. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. Hell, you know that as well, huh? This exaltation is common in DeLorean sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more so, however. Why not? It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral-intern-related motto. We're already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing. Alright, what is our motto now? Justice, union, prudence, and force. That is not very feminine, that's for sure. I like the other one better. Maybe me too. I think me too. I like this. Puts the fear of God back into the... Holy shit. Can't say that word. What the hell is wrong with you, Harriet Dubois? God damn. Let's go with the not very feminine answer. Not at all, he agrees. Alright, let's step back. Let's turn away and leave. And whoops, we got something here. Reaction speed. Hey, Her Innocence Dolores Day liked little figurines, right? Liked holding little man between her fingers, remember? Yes. What? You have the headless fallen rider figurine. You should give it to her. Win her back.